morning, Cibolo Valley. We hope and pray all is well with you. On top of getting in touch with us if we can help with prayer or anything that's going on in your lives, if you're going to be by yourself during the holidays, please let us know so that we can try to correct that for you. Probably the least Baptist thing we do at Cibolo Valley Baptist Church is celebrate the Advent. Now, that's not because it's unscriptural in any way or unbiblical. It's simply something that Baptists normally don't do because we strive to try and repeat exactly what the first century Christians did, and so we pattern ourselves after what's in Acts chapter 1. But again, there's nothing unscriptural about Advent. In fact, it focuses upon the coming of Christ, and so it's very appropriate to the Christmas season. Catholics, Anglicans, or Episcopalians, Lutherans, Presbyterians, and Methodists normally celebrate Advent, but not as many Baptists. But that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with what we're doing. In fact, we think it is a lovely celebration. What is Advent? Advent is a 4-week season dedicated to reflective preparation for the arrival, the advent of Jesus Christ's nativity at Christmas time, as well as and Christ's expected return in the second coming. During this important event on the church calendar, each week of the Advent focuses on a different theme. The first week is hope, the second is peace, the third is joy, and the fourth leading up to Christmas is love. Christians thus focus on the anticipation of the awaiting of the arrival of Jesus. Now, the first Sunday of Advent this year is November 30th. It's always somewhere around November 30th, that first Sunday. The second Sunday is December 7th and December 14th, and then the fourth Sunday of Advent is December 21st, and then we culminate it with our Christmas Eve service on Christmas Eve night. What does Advent mean? In Christianity, Advent refers to the period of 4 weeks leading up to Christmas. It begins on the Sunday closest to November 30, that's also known as St. Andrew's Day, and ends on December 24. It is a time of anticipation and preparation for the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ on Christmas Day. Some people may know that the Advent season focuses on expectation and think it serves as anticipation for Christ's birth in the season leading up to Christmas. This is part of the story, but there's more to Advent. The word Advent is derived from the Latin word adventus, which means coming or arrival, which translates to the Greek word parousia. Scholars believe that during the 4th and 5th centuries in Spain and Gaul, Advent was a season of preparation for the baptism of new Christians at the January feast of the Epiphany, the celebration of God's incarnation represented by the visit of the Magi to the baby Jesus as described in Matthew 2, verse 1. His baptism in the Jordan River by John the Baptist in John 1:29, and his first temple miracle at Cana found in John 2:1. During this season of preparation, Christians would spend 40 days in penance, prayer, and fasting to prepare for the celebration. Originally, there was little connection between Advent and Christmas. Now, what does Advent symbolize today? Advent symbolizes the church's present situation in these last days. We get that from Acts 2:17 and Hebrews 1:2. As God's people, we await for the return of Christ in glory to consummate his eternal kingdom. The modern church is in a similar situation to Israel at the end of the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, in exile, waiting and hoping in prayerful expectation for the coming of the Messiah, Israel looked back on God's past gracious actions on their behalf in leading them out of Egypt, in the Exodus, and on this basis, they called for God once again to act for them. In the same way, the church today, during Advent, looks back upon Christ's coming in the celebration, while at the same time looking forward in eager anticipation to the coming of Christ's kingdom when he returns for his people again. Advent readings are themed scripture readings for each Sunday in Advent. In many churches and homes, a candle is lit each Sunday while scripture is read on an Advent wreath, which is exactly what we do at CVBC. The 4 weeks of Advent are broken down into the 4 themes. The first week, a candle of hope is lit, and there's a reading from Isaiah 9. The second week, we have the peace candle, which is lit, with a reading from Isaiah 40. The third week, the joy or shepherd's candle is lit from Matthew, and with a reading from Matthew 2. And the fourth week, we have the lighting of the love candle with a reading from John 3. And the central Christ candle is lit on Christmas Eve to culminate this event. We hope this year that this celebration of looking forward to Christ's coming has a special meaning for you. We now pray that you have a glorious Christmas season focusing on Christ. And we're out.